Bobby Lee, he was on Mad TV with you.
Uh-huh.
And recently you guys kind of squashed whatever issues you had.
Mm-hmm.
What was the original issue?
When he first was on the show, admittedly so, he was dealing with a lot of personal issues. So it felt like he wasn't quite ready for game time. And, when you're on a sketch comedy show and you're fighting for airtime, a lot of times the difference between your skit that you're in, making it to air or being shot and not, is you have to be ready for game time. You gotta be able to read the skit at the Monday morning table read. You gotta be able to deliver. You have to sell it. And if you're not ready, because you're dealing with issues, then that means if the skit suffers, anybody who's in it suffers. So that would bother me.
He wouldn't be ready.
He wasn't ready.
Okay. Was he on the show for multiple seasons?
Yeah, he had a nice little run.
Okay.
But the first couple years were rocky.
But they still kept him on.
Huh?
But they still kept him on.
Yeah, they kept him on. I mean, listen, when you join a team, when you come to the Bulls, and we done won a couple of chips, you got to be ready.
Okay.
You got to come ready to play.
So did you guys have like arguments on set and stuff like that?
Never. It just was, like I kept my distance. I didn't really invest too much in trying to really get to know him and befriend him, which may not have been the best way to handle it on my part. But again, I'm young and I'm learning and I'm going through it too for the first time. So when you're young and you're in a situation where you're hungry and stage time or TV time is everything, you take that shit serious. And anything that seems to impede that, you're going to have an issue with.
I mean, how'd you guys finally squash it?
He had me on his podcast.
Okay.
And we talked it out. And it was great.
And you actually admitted to your role in this whole thing and everything else?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. I mean, that's the good thing about when you get older. You're supposed to be wiser. And I admitted I could have probably handled it differently, But again, we both were young, and it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? That's like that great 30 for 30 on ESPN about Shaq and Penny. And Shaq was like, back then when you're 20, whose team is it? That means the world to you. But when you look back on it, that's a useless title. Is it my team? Is it Penny's team? What difference does it make? We on the same team with a common goal. So, but when you're young, you care about silly shit like that.